ladies and gentlemen, and it's great pleasure for me to, on behalf of Huawei Cloud, to talk about what is our vision and what is our strategy, especially how we can help to, like Dr. just said, about how to help the digital transformation through technology like artificial intelligence and data analytics. We have to say, today we are at an era so-called VUCA, with unprecedented uncertainty, from the global pandemic and the geopolitical issues and the conflict from the region. For example, I think we have no idea when we are getting back to the normal life without the pandemic. And we have no idea when the conflict from another world will end up. So with this environment, as a technology company, what is our insight? What is our vision to help the world become better? I think there is a consensus between countries, between different great power, between different company and beyond public sector and the private sector, which is digital transformation. We see 23 trillion US dollar economic space into digital transforming up to 2025. And as you see, cloud is the foundation of the whole digital infrastructure. We focus by 2025, 100% global enterprise will use cloud technology by 2025, and 80% of those enterprise will build cloud-based, cloud-native application. And up to 2020, less than 10% of enterprise is really unleash the power of data analytics. By 2025, 180 ZB will be the data storage size globally. And just like the doctor mentioned, artificial intelligence is going to be a productivity into enterprise, solving the real issue when the production environment into enterprise, into different verticals, into oil and gas, into aviation. I will give a few examples that how we at Huawei Cloud help our customer globally to overcome those challenges and really embrace into new technology. So it's, the macro environment is simple. We have huge uncertainty. And we do have a consensus that is digital transformation. So we have done a study together with IDC. We believe the digital economic or ICT investment has a multiplier effect on digital economic. You see, if you compare it to the ICT investment term, together with the GDP growth, you see 2.1 times of the GDP growth, which means the company or the country who have paid more attention, who have made bigger investment into ICT, get a better return into GDP growth. Another study we have done together with IDC and Accenture together, you see we took around 800 companies who is the leader and the representative company from different verticals. We see a clear gap, and this is became wider in the future, that the leader revenue is 2 times or 5 times in the same time or period who is better embracing digital technology. So what I just said is how important of digital technology. But what I want to share here today, most importantly, is that as a country, as a gentleman sitting here, that who is representing a national government entities or state-owned big enterprise, what is your strategy into going to embrace those technology? from quite a long time that we know digital technology is good and the cloud is the foundation. But moving forward, I do believe there is a better way to move into cloud. Think about, if you're talking about the cloud, I think there are 4 major elements you have to consider into your digital framework or white paper. Of course, technology. I believe cloud is the future of ICT. And if you think about a bit more details into this, it's quite understandable. Data is going to be, the data volume is going to be unprecedented. And the complex you're going to deal with between system to another system, from vertical to vertical, will be increased. It's very important for government or for a large enterprise to keep a technological consistency from the beginning. And that consistency naturally comes as a IT technology standard, which the de facto is cloud technology. And you have also to think about the elasticity of your system. This world is changing rapidly every day. You have no idea what you're going to deal with next month. And the only way is to build an elastic environment enough to handle those challenges, which will be the cloud. So technology. And I want to come to another 2 topics about the economic and the talent ecosystem. This is the topic about a better way. Think about, as a government or as a national champion from Oman, you can think about yourself as a consumer of cloud technology. You are a consumer, so you pay those hyperscaler like others, like us. So you use technology. Then that is one way, which I left from the left part. The second way is you participate into this economic, into this digital economic, not as a consumer, but yourself became a service provider. Look at how much difference between 2 models. I put a GVA, gross value added, for usually to evaluate how much being contributed to the GDP growth. So in the both model, you see a 3.6 times difference if you participate as a service provider rather than you just being consumer buy a lot of service. And secondly, about the talent. So, I have been for the region for more than 10 years and have been in the ICT sector. I see most of the IT or ICT talent in general today, they actually has a background in telco. And today I think is exactly the time of a point to consider which model to go. We have Omantel as here to be a service provider to providing connectivity as a service to Oman citizen, and we are enjoying how rapidly developing the technology in the past few years. And if we just think about cloud, is just similar to the connectivity business, but they're providing computing, storage, and the database as a service. So I think the talent ecosystem is going to only build when the country has take a critical role into the whole digital economic, not only like a consumer. When you become a service provider, you have to go deeper into the technology. You have to know how to operate this, and you will grow as a size in the economic. Then, as one of the results, you will grow the talent pool. And those talent pool will be essential to the whole country in the future to embrace new technology. And you see how much difference if you being a consumer or you being a service provider, 4.4 times difference in terms of creating jobs. Those jobs being created will essentially become the talent pool you have cultivated for this country. And lastly, you have to consider the data sovereignty issue. Today, when we talk about the data sovereignty, it's still ambiguity in this term. Different legislation framework, different country has a different practice, and I think it's going to be for the leadership in the country should be thinking in a future model that we should reserve a certain level of independence of digital infrastructure, which will become super important in the coming future. So all those aspects, technology, economic, data sovereignty, and the talent, come to one conclusion to today's topic. I think Oman should have Oman Cloud. It's an ecosystem. You should have all the hyperscaler come to here to provide the best technology as a open market. In the meantime, the leadership in the country should think about to have certain level of independence on digital infrastructure for the purpose of economic, for the purpose of data sovereignty, and for the purpose of developer a perspective talent ecosystem. So that is our insight, and following I will introduce what Huawei have done in the past. So Huawei Cloud, Huawei have been into the ICT world for more than 30 years, and we started very heavily investing into IT more than 10 years ago. Today, Huawei Cloud is number 2 in terms of market size in China market and number 5 in the global, and we are the most rapidly growing cloud service provider. We believe a concept in everything as a service, from infrastructure as a service for business to do global accessibility, and technology as a service for easy innovation, and expertise as a service for shared excellence. I will elaborate more. So Huawei today has 27 regions across global, and which covering 170 country and the region. We have more than 2,800 CDNOs, and we are investing into it to build a stronger infrastructure to serve our global customer. And in the whole, in this region, we have our one region here in the region, and more than 80 cloud service. By end of this year, we should be able to deploy more than 100 cloud service, which covering from the us. Okay. So, 1 minute. Huawei spends every year around $20 billion into technology, and I think we have a strategy called the cloud only. We are looking for monetize every single dollar to get the value from the cloud service. So technology as a service. And lastly, I want to excitedly announce that today the Huawei Cloud Technology service is available. Today will be the official launch to Oman market. And I really looking forward to a bright future in Oman's digital economy. Thank you.